This is our sort of energy cupboard. But in here is our central heating boiler and our emergency diesel generator. Here in the UK, this Hyundai unit is the best-selling diesel generator, so that was why I had my eyes open for one. The other thing, like I say, I like about this unit is that this is the narrowest door in my house, and it's 590 mils wide. This generator is 520 mils wide, and it is absolutely perfect for being able to get in and out of the house, sort of into the garden or anywhere else you might want to put it. But I'm going to drag it out for you, give you all the ins and outs of why I bought it and where I got it from. So just a couple of safety tips as to why I keep it in here. I keep it in this boiler room because it's not going to get knocked about and damaged like it may do in the garage. The other thing is that this room is well ventilated, so you can see the air vent on the wall behind me, but there are two more down by the skirting board behind the unit. Now predominantly this room is quite cool, apart from the couple of hours a day when the gas boiler comes on to heat the water and the central heating. But this time of the year, you know, this is 3 or 4 months of the year probably that we're not even going to have those devices on at all. So we're talking about the boiler running for 2 hours a day to heat the water, the domestic water supply for the house. The other thing about the generator is when I store it with 250 mils of diesel in it, just 250 mils, although the tank on this particular generator is 30 litres. So what that does is it ensures that there's just enough diesel in there to start it without any problems at all. But you don't have any issues with storing it. You know, unlike a petrol generator where petrol vapour is more explosive than TNT. You know, but diesel fuel has a very, very high ignition temperature, and diesel fuel predominantly doesn't explode, it would burn, you know. So like I say, I only keep 250 mils in it, so when I'm finished it, when I've either done my test run or I've finished using it, what I do is use my super siphon to siphon the fuel out of it, and I siphon all of the fuel out of it, and then I put 250 mils back in it, so we don't have any trouble starting it. But let's get it out and let's give you some more information, show you how it works. Okay, so this is my Hyundai DHY 6000 SE generator. I was really lucky to lay my hands on it. It was nearly new and exactly what I was looking for. It's the most popular diesel generator sold in the UK. The power of this unit is 5.2 kilowatts, and Honda make a 4 kilowatt generator, and it's twice the price. So I was kind of really lucky to get it. Like I say, this is easily big enough to run my house, and it's got the all singing all dancing kind of features to it. You know, the case is part of the sort of silencing system, but right on top of it as we stand it would be 96 decibels. Well, at 7 meters, so you know, let's say we're in the lounge or the kitchen or even in the house, you know, the decibel level goes down to 70 decibels. It's got the 30 litre diesel tank, and this particular generator burns about a litre of diesel an hour. So that kind of gives you some indication as to the type of power that this unit can provide you. This particular unit is 4-stroke. It's got an overhead valve, it's air cooled, and it's a 10 horsepower direct injection diesel engine, and it has a preheat button that you have to press before you spark it up. It's got the engine stop, it's got advanced voltage regulators as standard, which just gives you a smooth voltage output. But the greatest thing about this particular generator is that it's got some electronic gizmos and gadgets built into it, which just means that the power that you get out of it is suitable for kind of PCs and sensitive electronics. It's got an oil alert system, so any problems with the oil levels that you're supposed to check every day, and you get an automatic alarm. The control panel, the blue kind of round sockets that you see there are 230 volt sockets, and I've just gone for 3 of those because I'm just running 230 volts in the house. But it's fitted with the the run-of-the-mill circuit breakers. It's got digital voltmeter, hour meter. It can tell you the frequency at which it's running. So it really is an intelligent little gadget. It can also be fitted with what's called an automatic transfer system, which just means if you wire it into the house, if you hardwire it in, as soon as the power in the house goes off, it will automatically come on again. So you won't lose 400 quid for food in the freezer, any sensitive devices that you may have in the house, servers or any kind of computer gadgetry. That it's imperative that it kind of stays on and is accessible. It can be fitted with that. You can even get a gadget that you could start it by remote control. So you hear there's a power out and you could literally kind of press the button and fire it up. I guess it would work on mobile phone technology. But that's the all singing, all dancing about this kind of particular generator, and some of the reasons why I chose this one over some of its competitors. Wow, so like I said, I was kind of keeping my eyes open to get hold of something like this. I wanted the big fuel tank. I'm really chuffed that I've got the 3 230 volt outlets, because I'm going to be using it for emergency power to power the house. Me and my neighbour have got a little bit of an arrangement that if we should ever need it, I provide the generator and he would pay for the diesel. So it's a fairly big investment as prepping goes. You would be looking to pay somewhere around 1,000 to maybe 1,800 pounds for one of these. But like I say, if you had a power out, you would be the only house in the street that that the lights were on, and you would be pretty much unaffected by a power out. This is a little kind of device that simply loads into the generator, and that allows you 2 13 amp sockets. And I think what I would be doing would be running an extension lead, one for downstairs and one for upstairs, and that would give us normal run-of-the-mill power. The next step for me really is having a transfer box wired into the house. Now a transfer box is wired between your electricity meter, so that's where your electricity provider pumps electricity into your house very simply and checks to see how much you've used of it, and your domestic fuse board, so where all your fuses are. And there's a box called a transfer box that you can have wired in between. So this is my transfer box. It will literally be one switch will be you drawing power from the national grid, and the other switch will be running your house off of the generator. Like I say, this box is wired between your electricity meter and between the domestic fuse board. Definitely a job for a qualified electrician. Wouldn't enter my head to try and wire up something like this with my kind of limited knowledge of electrics. On the top of the generator there's all the kind of do's and don'ts, and one of the it's fitted with all the run-of-the-mill sort of top-notch circuit breakers. It's fused. It's got an emergency stop button. This particular one comes with 2 keys, so a primary key and a spare key. It's got a kind of preheat button if the ambient temperature is cold, and much like on a motor vehicle, you turn the key one click and the diesel heater warms the fuel before it fires up the engine. This is a very similar system. Like I say, I like the fact that I've got these 3 30 volt outlets. My plan would be to literally put a extension lead into this one over the fence to my neighbours, and we'd run both of our houses off of this generator. Any small to medium sized enterprise, so if you've got an office or a workshop or something like that, then the chances are in an emergency this could power that up for you, no problems at all. I have been waiting to lay my hands on this particular unit for quite a while. Anybody that knows me knows that everything has to come along at the right money. I got this unit from a company called Gen Power. Now Gen Power are the UK distribution people for Hyundai, so they sell pretty much everything that is in a car. You know, you would come through Gen Power. The thing for me is that the nearer you get to the manufacturer, the cheaper your product will be. So that's why I ended up at the door of Gen Power. I'm going to put their contact details at the bottom of the film, so they're there for you. Like I say, I was very fortunate to get a kind of nearly new unit, but these units come with a 2-year manufacturer's guarantee, so no problems there. There is a kind of servicing manual that comes with it that tells you how many hours you should change the oil, you should change the filter, and what sort of maintenance you should do. But in all truth, if you read the owner's manual, it's not exactly rocket science. You know, you will be easily able to drop the oil out of this, to change the filters, and to maintain it yourself. And again, if you need a servicing kit, you can get one from Gen Power. Go onto the website and chances are they'll get one to you in a couple of days. And it really isn't an arm and a leg. But this is my first diesel generator. I'm absolutely kind of over the moon with it. It is my family's emergency power solution, and the reason I've put it in place now is because now's the time to be preparing your home for the winter. So long-term wood store, you know, anyone that's got wood burning stoves is getting their timber delivered now, is splitting it down, is getting ready for winter. The problem with the demand from the national grid and the power companies is that as it starts to surge with the bad weather, that's when all the failures occur. In Scotland, I know that just before Christmas last year, a big storm kind of blew through, and there were 80,000 people without power for the 2 weeks over Christmas. So bad things do happen to good people in the UK, and to lay your hands on a very deliberate and diesel powered generator like this one, mate, you and your family have taken a big step forward with regards to your self-reliance and your own preps. I'm sure you can find out everything you need to know about the DHY 6000 SE, and if you have got any questions, I'm not a you know, expert at diesel generators by any stretch of the imagination, but I can read through my owner's manual, and I'll do my best to answer any questions that you may have. I guess the only other thing you really want to see me do is start it. So the noise level's 96 decibels right by the unit, but at 7 meters it goes down to 70. Will quieten down as soon as it warms up, but this is a very powerful generator, and this will power your home, no problems at all. Okay, so to switch it off, all we're going to do is turn the key or hit the kill switch. And that's as complicated as it is. As always, YouTube, any comments? Love to hear them. Back soon.